everybody. I'm Mary Rice. I'd like to welcome you into my house. You know, this week we're doing entrees, and I have been a working mother for over 28 years now, and I know what it's like to come home from work. You come in through the door, and not long later, somebody else comes through the door, and they want to know what's for supper. Well, if you're like me, you have a bunch of quick and easy recipes, and you end up kind of recycling the same things over and over, and then you get, are we having that again? Well, ladies, I think I have a dish that you can serve your little darlings, and then maybe you won't have to hear them say that phrase. What this dish does is it takes two classics, macaroni and cheese and pizza, and it combines them into one easy dish. It's a Philly mac and cheese pizza. Now, Paula, I want to tell you, I was really glad when I watched your video and you encouraged us to use convenience foods because, frankly, this is a recipe that's supposed to make life easier for our hardworking parents that need to come home and fix something for their family. So, frankly, almost everything in this dish is a convenience item. So, if you want to come into the kitchen with me, I will show you how I put it together and I'll share my special dish with you. Okay, now to put together our pizza, like I said, this is a lot of convenience products. I have a pre-baked pizza crust. You just find these usually in a package of 2 on your shelf at your grocery store. Just get it out of the fridge or whatever when you're ready to use it. I've got it on a pan that's vented so it'll be a little bit crispy on the bottom. And the next thing I do is I got this Kraft Deluxe macaroni and cheese meal kit. It has the noodles and the cheese packet in it. So I've cooked the noodles already according to the package, but I backed up the cooking time to about 6 minutes because I didn't want them to get too mushy. We are going to finish them off in the oven later. So I've got those cooked and drained, and it comes with this sauce package. And the way you're supposed to do it is after you get the noodles done, you're supposed to just squeeze the cheese in there. But instead of doing that, what I did was in a saucepan, I put the contents of the cheese packet, I put a half a cup of milk, and I put 4 ounces of, or half of this 8-ounce Philadelphia cream cheese with onion and chive. And I put that on the stove and heated it up until it got all incorporated. And then I added a half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese in there. And it just made the most awesome creamy cheese, and it tastes wonderful too. It's got those little bits of chive in it, and you can see that kind of makes it look pretty with a little bit of green in it. So I've got my noodles ready and my sauce ready. So I'm going to just combine those two. Put my noodles in here and stir it up until it gets all coated with cheese. Just as simple as that. You just stir it around in the pan, and this makes quite a bit. I put it all on my pizza, but you don't have to because it's simply delicious right out of the pan like this if you want to leave some out to snack on while you're waiting on your pizza to bake. Now, also in this, another convenience food is these bacon pieces. They're not really hard bacon bits like usual bacon bits. They're more like just a fried piece of bacon that you've cut up and you're going to put in something. So what I do is I just sprinkle a little bit inside there, and I'm going to put more on top later. And then I take some Roma tomatoes. I like Roma because they're not quite as juicy as regular tomatoes. They're a little meatier. So I chopped one up, and I'm going to put that in with the noodles and the bacon, and we'll just stir that up. It gives it such a good flavor, that acid of the tomatoes with the cream cheese, or the cream cheese and the cheese and the noodles, and it also makes it have a pretty color with that red in there. So that's about all there is to it. We put a layer of, brush a layer of olive oil on this crust, and then it's ready for your toppings. So I'm just going to put my macaroni and cheese onto my crust and just slather it all around there. There we go, and get it on there real good and thick. Now, your kids are going to just love this, girls. It looks funny, but it tastes great. And they're probably not going to think it looks funny because You know how kids are. The funnier the better sometimes. So there we go. Now to top that, I'm going to put some more of my bacon pieces. Just generously spread them all around there. And this really hasn't taken any time at all to prepare. We're almost finished and ready to stick it in the oven. Now I'm going to put some of those sliced tomatoes all around on the top. When you roast tomatoes like this, it just really brings out the flavor in them, makes them a little bit sweeter, and it makes whatever they're on taste better. So I'm going to finish covering my pizza with these tomatoes. I've got an oven ready at 425, and I'm going to bake them for between 12 and 15 minutes. We want to check it after 12 and just make sure that it's not getting too done. So I'll be right back in just a minute to show you what that looks like when it comes out of the oven. Now, as you can see, for the garnish, I've put some fresh basil on top, and on my piece on the plate, I've slivered some basil, and I sprinkled that on top, and some fresh Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese, and it is simply wonderful. I'm going to take a bite of it now. Try to get a little bit of bacon, a little bit of tomato. Even though this seems like a kid's dish, it's grown up with all the bacon and the tomato in it. I think everybody in your family would love it. And you know, when you put Philadelphia cream cheese in a dish and people don't know what's in there, you know, they think, there's something special in there and I can't figure out what it is. Well, that's what it is. It's that special something that makes every dish taste creamy and good and just special. Your kids will come home and they'll say, I wonder why Mom's treating us so special today with that pizza. So I hope you like it. I hope you try it. And I'd like to thank you for watching my video. I'm Mary Rice, and this is my Philly mac and cheese pizza.